Hello and welcome to the Channel 1 Newsroom, live from our studio at number 5 Owula Hanson Lane at Tesano. I am Inusafo. Coming up. COPEC boss urges Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council to withdraw 20% transport fare hike directive.
GRTCC should refrain, desist, and immediately withdraw that directive because it is simply going to be leading to nothing but chaos on Friday.
Kinbu Senior High School stabbing, suspect in police custody as victim's family demands justice.
The law authorities have taken a very big step by apprehending the culprit, so there's no need to create any anxiety here and there. I will expect all of them to be calm. Let's all be calm so that the law will take its process. The school authorities too are also cooperating with us.
Minority demands immediate upward review of cocoa price, slams 4.2% increase as fraudulent.
This new price of 3,228.75 Ghana cedis per bag is completely unacceptable and has to be reviewed immediately.
President Mahama launches presidential task force to drive global health governance and African-led reforms.
This is a bold African-led platform that will align our national budgets with our health priorities, will mobilize sovereign, diaspora and philanthropic capital into our health systems. It will foster cross-border learning, innovation and accountability.
In Channel 1 Business. Mixed reactions as Africa's leading supermarket chain, Shoprite, announces exit from Ghana. And in Channel 1 Sports. FIFA confirms dates for Black Stars' crucial World Cup qualifiers against Chad and Mali. Many thanks for choosing us this hour. Let's settle for the details of our stories. The Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council has announced a 20% increase in public transport fares effective Friday, August 8, 2025. The decision is attributed to rising operational costs, including the new 1 Ghana cedi per litre levy, high maintenance expenses due to poor road conditions and stagnant prices of spare parts. Speaking to Channel 1 News, Acting Chairman of the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council, Alhaji Mohammed Tanko, expressed disappointment over the government's failure to create a more favorable operating environment for transport operators. He further criticized government's failure to engage the council on the implemented 1 cedi per litre fuel despite their patronage of fuel on a large scale, thus placing a burden on its members.
So we are not the enemy of the government. If government want to do something, he didn't inform us. He didn't negotiate with us. We don't know what is going on. Not all the transport in the country is GPRTU. VIP are not GPRTU. VVIP are not GPRTU. OA, they are not GPRTU. We have Pro Tour, we have cooperative. We have many transport bodies. When the government want to increase 1 cedi per litre, he didn't ask us, he didn't tell us anything. So we didn't know anything. We just hear it from the people. And our people too are suffering. The spare parts haven't been reduced. Everything is high. So we sit down quiet. Up to now, the minister didn't call us, didn't say anything to us. And our people are suffering. So we want to increase something so that we make them happy. Oh, if we increase, they will understand. Because each of us are fighting for himself. The spare parts, nobody is reducing. We are suffering.
Meanwhile, the Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, Duncan Amwa, has called on the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council to immediately withdraw its directive to increase transport fares. Speaking on Eyewitness News on City FM, he warned that implementing the fare hike could disrupt the country's economic progress.
Launching on Friday, to see who exactly, they have mentioned the VVIP, VIP, blah, blah, that they would want to go ahead and add 20%. So it means if you are paying 100 cedis for something, they will be charging 120. If you are paying 200, 240. We will be watching the space by Friday, and if push comes to shove and we need to intervene, we would intervene with the court, because there's really no justification in telling all of us that you should pay more because they are paved, their roads have not been constructed. They are paved because they have not been consulted. If that is allowed to stand, I mean, you are telling all of us that Gota should also be emboldened tomorrow to tell their members to slap 10%, 20%. Where would this country go with this sort of attitude? I think the GRTCC should refrain, desist, and immediately withdraw that directive, because it is simply going to be leading to nothing but chaos on Friday if they proceed with it.
Residents of Sunyani East in the Bono region are voicing anger over an unauthorized increase in transport fares by some commercial drivers. They're urging the Sunyani Municipal Assembly to take swift action to reverse the decision. More than a week ago, drivers within the municipality arbitrarily raised fares by 1 cedi without approval from the relevant authorities. The legal adjustment has sparked tension, leading to heated confrontations between drivers and commuters across the area. Channel 1 News' Michael Sapong-Infum reports.
In the Sunyani East municipality, some commercial drivers have implemented an unapproved 1 cedi fare hike, drawing criticism from passengers and local authorities. The adjustment, which lacks the consent of the municipal assembly, has fueled disputes between drivers and commuters. Residents affected by the increment shared their frustrations with Channel 1 News.
It has been a whole lot between passengers and drivers in town. It will interest you to know that from Space FM, Moonlight FM here to Arc FM, it's 5 Ghana cedis. It's so ambiguous. I think the municipal assembly need to act fast.
I commute from estate to Sunyani most of the time, and they started charging the 5 Ghana cedis, I think since last week. And my inquiries, they are not able to tell me any tangible reason why they are saying that they cannot, the government has started implementing the 1 Ghana levy, fuel levy, and so they think that they have to pass it on to the passengers in town, and that's the reason they are charging the fares.
Now, last week, 28th of July 2025, we noticed an irregular charge in the transport fares, where some drivers were charging 5 cedis and others were still taking the normal 4 Ghana cedis.
The Sunyani chairman of POTWA, a Transport Operators Association, Alhaji Sumaila Isaku, also commented on the matter. Meanwhile, the Sunyani East Municipal Chief Executive Vincent Jatreje says measures are being rolled out to address the unauthorized fare increment.
We haven't authorized anybody to increase any fares. So to that effect, I issued another communique. That was on 1st August, just last week Friday or so. I issued this communique, and the heading was illegal lorry fares, where I stated that it has come to our notice of some commercial drivers charging illegal fares, and the fact that Section 144 of the Local Governments Act only mandates the assembly for the levying of rates. So aside the municipal assembly, no institution, no other person, no other authority can levy rates. This is the communique I issued, directing all drivers to revert back to the old fares that were approved on 26th of May 2025. And any other driver who contravenes or infringes on any of the fares that we have approved, there might be sanctions that we will melt out to that particular driver.
The Sunyani East Municipal Assembly has indicated that it will deal with drivers who charge unauthorized fares within the municipality. For Channel 1 News, I am Michael Sapong-Infum.
After years of neglect and broken promises, hope is returning to Krofum in Kumasi as construction finally resumes on the long-stalled market project. Traders and residents are optimistic that this marks a real turning point. Ashanti Regional Correspondent Bright Yeboah reports.
The Krofo market, abandoned for over a decade after traders were relocated for reconstruction, is at last showing signs of life. When Channel 1 News visited the site, contractors were busy clearing the overgrown land, signaling the start of full-scale construction. For traders and residents, this isn't just the resumption of work. It represents the long-awaited promise of a safer, more dignified marketplace finally becoming reality.
So Babia, Didicano, I'm so Ebubuna, no, it is over the Anete, a rest of Babia May. Now, I'm so elastic, who say, get the free, I say, Obabe, no Musati, so Mubia. Then they are no more so Bababe, a market number.
I come for Papa. I want now, almost you woman down with him. It's a sermon. And a whole pa, won't mean for a bonus, me with him. We are clonting me with him. See a better one in the what into bit my foul.
Osebonsu, a veteran trader at Crofrom, recalls being asked years ago to vacate the markets for the reconstruction projects that never came.
No more store. And it was on my notice on my as on the bus. A market. Nti yamo boamo na ntu e bi no mbe marketing bia na ya omde amaye nti omo se amna konso anso na chombae nomde edikete prabi bia yi na free ha na ja ye hwe nu no si ya mo se de na amanfo omo si kan se 6 months a chinom si 8 months na ko data for ndoso ti si ombi wensi ya need to go to a person. Every road, we are going to maybe say, I must be Obiama Obium. They told you, teacher, Samba says, Abbey, and somebody one video once as I did.
Like many others, James Ankra endured years of waiting and unfulfilled assurances. Now, with work underway, he says there is cautious optimism that the ordeal may finally be over.
If you say market, we boss no masa ye bi no money din e bi aboasesa ye bi no na nyame ncha de ye adwuma kakra ye na ase etime dia koyenim ba omo adwuma ntime nkoye masa oku hu o masa enye easy mejo mama ne oba no kwa wode na no kan no kwa wantime anye kra me metiwe mepe oba ya san ba bi dwi ha no kra no me metiwe mepe mani aje pa vampire na ebo se Maso obitimi akona obi atimi san ede ne ntoma pafura ne papa mu ne hia.
Meanwhile, Kumasi Mayor Richard Uforiagimambodi has assured residents that funds have been secured for the project's completion, promising that the markets will be ready in time for the 2026 Christmas season.
We want people of Kumasi to have coffee market for use for the Christmas of 2026. And we are saying that we will use it to celebrate Christmas in December 2026. And December 2026 Christmas is going to start on the 24th of December, right? So I'm sure by 24th of December it should be ready. Because that's what we are using to celebrate Christmas in December 2026.
With hope rising, market traders here at Crofrom are counting down to December with fingers crossed, hoping that this time round, their dream markets become a reality. For Channel 1 News, I am Bright Tieboa.
With the new Patriotic Party still reeling from its defeat in the 2024 general elections and working to reposition itself ahead of 2028, the race to lead the party into the next electoral cycle is already heating up. Businessman and former Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Ohinejapong, has officially picked up nomination forms to contest the party's presidential primaries scheduled for January 2026. His entry into the race has reignited national discussions on party reform, grassroots engagement, and the future direction of the NPP. Joining us today is Charles Forson, Member of Parliament for Tema Central and a key supporter of Kennedy Ejapong's bid for the NPP flag bearership. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Forson.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let's start with today. Did Kennedy Ejapong personally pick up his nomination forms, or was it picked up on his behalf by a group?
On his behalf by the MPs caucus, who are in support of his bidding.
Okay. Yes. All right. So the MPP suffered a major electoral setback in 2024, and many believe that the party needs serious rebuilding. What does Canada Japon's candidacy present in that process, and how will the campaign differentiate itself from the so-called old guard?
I mean, we are all in this race together. I believe you're a woman. You go to the marketplace. Mm-hmm. The market woman will tell you that, look, bring Canada Japan, and MPP will break the cycle. Sit in a taxi. Today when you are going home, just call an Uber driver. Start a conversation. And they will tell, the driver will tell you that, look, bring Canada Japan, sit in a trotro or a taxi. Beyond that, I believe Ken stands for employment. Among other things, he believes that he can reverse the so-called import-driven economy to an export one. There are so many policies on the line. I believe I'm not here to talk about the policies. But among them, it's about putting about 1 million youth into agri, another 1 million into businesses. And these are bold statements and bold policies. He's not going to borrow. He's developed a policy we call citizen funding, which is an abridged version of crowdfunding.
Okay.
You understand? Kennedy is the only person that people would say that can tell people that, look, come and invest in Ghana, and they will come. Yes.
So you believe he appeals to the grassroots, and that's enough to win the party's internal primaries?
To the Ghanaian. He's a grassroots man. Everybody knows about that. In fact, look at November 4th, 2023. All the odds were against him. He had no MP for him, everybody. Yet, he mastered he neared about 38%. That is great achievement.
Right.
Now, with no mechanism in place to whip people in lie, I must say, he's going to win. And once he wins, the NDC, their greatest fear is Canada Japan. And Ghana's savior is Canada Japan. And we need that savior now.
You believe so?
It is very imperative. Not I believe so, it's the Ghanaian.
Right.
Go to the marketplace, sit in the trotro, go to the banking hub, talk to the middle class person. They'll tell you that this is a man who believes that, look, he knows rare economics, not book economics, yes.
But how is support shaping up current MPs, former MPs, government appointees? How has the support been so far?
We're good, but the whole agenda, we've learned something. You know, this is an intra-party contest.
Right.
We went there quietly, we went for the forms, and we don't want to shake the base. We are more particular about post-31st January,
right,
when he becomes, how we are going to merge the forces together. And as for the support is there. The last time, you never saw any MP following him. No. Now the numbers are gargantua. The former MPs are gargantua. The numbers, I mean, you have them. They're all with Kennedy. It's just that I tell them that, look, let's keep things to the low.
How many MPs are supporting him, though?
There are a lot.
You can't put a figure to it?
No, everybody will tell you that, look, I'm the last person who like to discuss MPP's issue in public. But we have a number. You know, we just call fraction of the number. We asked only 20 to contribute 5,000 each for the forms, and we did. I mean,
we hear Abanasari is supporting him. Can you confirm?
A lot are supporting him. You know, as I said, a lot are supporting him. A lot.
Okay.
A lot.
Okay.
They're out there.
Right.
Yes. You go for caucus meeting, and the number is huge. It amazes the man himself. Whilst he himself was there, he didn't get that support. But I mean, once beaten, those people once beaten, and we are grateful to their support.
You mentioned that some MPs paid for the form?
Yes, we paid. MPs, yes.
20 of you?
Yes.
Contributed
we are more
5,
than, but now the contribution has surpassed the 100,000. Yes,
right.
yes. But we bought it ourselves.
Right.
Yes.
Right. All right, let's talk about the timing of the primaries and it being held before a full grassroots reorganization. How is your team navigating this?
I mean, whether up, down, top, down, whatever, Kennedy will win. I believe we belong to a party, and once the system has agreed to that model, we have to abide by it. I mean, we believe in unity, and believe you me, if elections are held tomorrow, Kennedy will come out as the victor. I mean, go out there, Today, I've been to about 4 constituencies. And I know the feeling out there. We don't take pictures. I go to places, I don't take pictures. I don't take videos. It doesn't really matter. But the work is always on the ground.
On the ground.
And Kennedy is a grassroots man. He's coming to save Ghana. That is the most important thing.
Let's talk about the expanded electoral college. We all know the MPP has done that.
Limited expansion.
Okay. How does this, new dynamics change for the primaries, and how is your team adapting to this?
It's a limited, we were looking forward to a full expansion. Former polling station executive and former electoral area coordinator. That number is huge. But the national office, the national party, believe that it's a gradual process. It's good that former MPs ought to have a say, former PCs ought to have a say, and then former constituency executives also ought to have a say. They are party people, and they go to the marketplace. They sit in Totro, they sit in taxis. They know the cry of the people. And everybody is saying that bring Kennedy Japan, and MPP, you are going to win 2028. So why the wait? Everybody is in line, everybody is shaping up, and then Ghana must recover through Kennedy Japan.
Let's talk about temperament, which has often been a point of debate. Now, critics say that Kennedy Japan can be very confrontational. How will this either aid him or,
There's nothing. Every good person has some level of temperament. Every good person. Once the person is passionate about so many things, you not get. But when you have a good person, he doesn't fake. He doesn't fake. If you know him, he's been my friend for so many years.
Right.
So many years. He's straight. He says he has a good heart and temperament. What else? He fought for the MPP. All the temperament, whatever you say against Kennedy Japan, go read it. It's about he fighting for the common good of MPP or for Ghana. And that is a good asset. Let us not push him to fake. I'll be the last person to ask him to fake.
Okay.
Ghana needs a truthful person. Somebody that the market woman will tell you that, look, we are Mijinidi because of kind of quarry. Yes.
And that's what we need.
That is what we need. Mene you are no quality. Yes, let my gun come.
Right. If Kennedy Japan emerges as NPP's flag bearer, what will be his message to the Ghanaian people, and how will he work to reconnect the party with the millions of voters that lost in 2024 elections?
The apathy was huge.
Yeah.
Over 2 million of our faithful never voted. And the differential between Mahama and Bawumia was 1.7. That is huge.
Right.
But I believe that everybody is calling for him. Apart from his policies, tourism, agri, business, name them, syndicated facilities. He's somebody that connects to the people. And people believe that once he comes, they'll go out there and vote. And he's a unifier. When we lost, we all followed Bawumia through it all. Right. We did our best. But the Ghanaian chose that, look, enough of you people, stay somewhere. And once he comes, the energies are back now. Today, a lot of people were calling, oh, when are you going for the form? But we said that no, there's none. In fact, it wasn't only the MPs who wanted to pick. I believe that some chairmen even came. Constituency chairman came that they wanted to pay for the forms. And polling station people.
Oh, nice.
It's amazing how the love unto that man is great. He's blessed. And Ghana is lucky to have him. And the MPP for that matter.
Mr. Forson, thank you very much for speaking to us.
And thank you for having me. And to my good Tama Central people, we did for you. I know what you do. Those are the Ramsar site. There's an issue that I wanted us to talk about.
The Ramsar site issue?
Yes.
If you can briefly
Yes,
say what
yes. I believe that I've said it. The development has been done. The minister ought to sit down with the developers. We need to regularize the lands. Yes. take money from them. Let us develop the landscape. Let us develop the roads. Let us develop the drainage system. Pulling them down, I believe that it is never going to help, because you pull it down, and what next? We need to re-engineer the whole place. If you go to some cities which are even lower lying lands, they've developed it. Why do you go and pull so many houses down? I believe that the minister and that of the government should consider the stand they've taken. Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Forsen, for coming to our studios. We'll definitely talk about this some other time, but let's do some more stories. Commuters were left stranded for hours on Tuesday after sections of the Kaswa-Budumbram stretch of the N1 highway, currently under redesign, became flooded. Frustrated travelers have blamed the contractor for the situation and are calling on authorities to act swiftly. Central Regional Correspondent Akwasiado has more in this report.
The Yomat Dr. Jesus section of the highway was heavily inundated following a torrential downpour, causing partial road blockage and a massive traffic gridlock that left commuters stuck for hours. Some road users expressed disappointment over the absence of alternative routes within the construction zone and accused the contractor, NAC Fremont Company Limited, of negligence.
So we share filling station here in High we don't say so not Jaquani in Alpha. Access road be one time, and can one ever Yabefa. And can I say a road I bet me if I for me see family to on them. By planning yet, by 2 weeks in the shop, before I must spend by 1,000 Ghana. Who do barrier? A pampa could die a fence, a state dance one copiada the road no son, a 1 year sour 10 to road maybe. And son, I would do your fence, Dr. Jesus, a pampa could die could see Loloyon. So I says, would you know, yeah. So I say, it's in a hano, say, honey, I choke.
The situation has led to several vehicle breakdowns and even accidents along the Kaswa-Kuti Junction stretch, resulting in significant financial losses for drivers. Many transport operators have since withdrawn their services, leaving workers struggling to commute. Commercial transport operators are demanding immediate intervention to address the challenges on the road.
Because the whole trailer baby I don't know a lot of I don't know how to form a kind of money I'm a contractor to use to say the wire master man, not central region, not if you're kind of.
Meanwhile, the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana is urging government to prioritize the Kaswa-Winneba Road and ensure the contractor undertakes regular maintenance. The association also called for similar attention to other key economic routes across the country.
So if that contractor over there is not doing what it's supposed to do, that means going contrary to the rules, and the minister too must be on his toes and do the right thing.
The drivers who ply the Kaswa-Winneba stretch are calling on the contractor to provide alternative routes to bring a little comfort to them. For the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Akwasiado, Central Region.
President John Dramani Mahama has announced the formation of a new presidential task force on global health governance to engage international and continental partners in redesigning Ghana's health system. Speaking at the Africa Health Sovereignty Summit held in Accra, President Mahama said the goal is to build a health investment ecosystem rooted in African ownership and equity while confronting challenges on the global front. Channel 1 News' presidential correspondent Akusia Oche reports.
The summit put together by the government of Ghana comes amidst intensifying global crisis, including war, pandemics, and economic volatility. President John Mahama, worried about the trend, is concerned that these global crises persist, but global health governance has not kept pace. He called for systems that will respond to this crisis that is moving from dependency on foreign aid to sovereignty.
In 2023, global development assistance declined sharply, and Africa felt the shock. Immediately, maternal health programs halted, vaccine supplies delayed, and medicines disappeared from the clinical shelves. In Ghana, our community-based health delivery model, which we call the CHIPS compound programs, was brought to its knees by abrupt funding withdrawals. The ripple effects were felt all across our country, from Dodowa to Damango. This is not merely a funding gap, it is a crisis of imagination, a vacuum of solidarity, and a deep failure of shared responsibility.
The president also launched 2 critical initiatives to build an African health investment ecosystem.
The first is the Presidential High-Level Task Force on Global Health Governance. This will be a convening platform to engage global and continental partners to redesign the health governance systems for the world we live in now, not the world of yesterday. The second will be the launch of the Sustain Initiative, and this means scaling up sovereign transitions and institutional networks. This is a bold African-led platform that will align our national budgets with our health priorities, will mobilize sovereign, diaspora, and philanthropic capital into our health systems. It will foster cross-border learning, innovation, and accountability.
A key player in the summit is the World Health Organization, who announced a move to working with governments to improve how health budgets are spent.
WHO is now working with governments and partners here in Africa and elsewhere to strengthen value for money in several ways. By developing essential health benefit packages and cost-effective policies, by supporting countries to introduce or increase health taxes on tobacco, alcohol, and sugary drinks, through pool procurement and investment in domestic manufacturing, by integrating donor-funded vertical programs into government-led systems based on primary health care, and through public health insurance, and through better budget execution using digital public health financial management system.
Meanwhile, former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo made a strong call for Africa to explore traditional medicine to improve healthcare.
The herbs that we have in our villages and rural areas are useful, and even the pharmaceuticals of the world have 80% of what they sell to us having their origin from herbs. At the family and community level, we can use more herbs than we are using traditional medicine.
The minority in Parliament is demanding an immediate upward review of the producer price of cocoa for the 2025-2026 season by the government. The caucus states that the increase of 3,228 Ghana cedis per bag of 64 kilos of cocoa by the government constitute a paltry 4.2% increase over the current price of 3,100 Ghana cedis, which is in sharp contrast to promises made by the National Democratic Congress to increase cocoa farm gate prices by 6,000 Ghana cedis per bag. Addressing journalists, the ranking member
has been met with sharp criticism from the minority in Parliament. Addressing journalists, the ranking member on the Food, Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs Committee, Dr. Isaac Yawopoku, described the increment as fraudulent, accusing the Mahama-led government of shortchanging
farm gate price of 3,228.75 per bag. I don't know how you would describe it, but I heard a number of descriptions from our own farmers. They have described it as ridiculous. Some have said it's laughable. Others have said it's comical. Others have said it's absurd. Others say it is shameful. And others are saying it is most unfair. And it's a stab in the back of the cocoa farmer. This is complete sakawa and totally unacceptable.
Meanwhile, the minority caucus also took a swipe at the governing NDC, labeling their approach as reckless and inconsistent. They reminded the public that the NDC, while in opposition, had demanded a producer price of not less than 6,000 Ghana cedis per bag, a position that now contrasts sharply with the newly announced 3,228.75 Ghana cedis rate.
They should stop the lamentations and honor their promises. Honorable Eric Opoku will have to go back to Dadia Swaba and apologize unreservedly for his failed promise. Fortunately, Honorable Attah is now the finance minister. He controls the purse. He has to find the money to pay what he promised. Ladies and gentlemen, this new price of 3,228.75 Ghana cedis per bag is completely unacceptable and has to be reviewed immediately to motivate our cocoa farmers and prevent the temptation of farmers giving their cocoa farms out for galamsey operators.
This is still the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 TV. Still to come. Mixed reactions as Africa's leading supermarket chain, Shoprite, announces exit from Ghana. We'll bring you those details shortly. Do stay.
Hey Ghana, so you people know Miss Brother once more. If you knew, it's your boy. Kill them all, kill them all. But this time, I'm not only killing mosquitoes, I am killing the grades. See? This wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have the perfect mosquito-free atmosphere. Thank you, Out Insecticide. And yeah, Out Mosquito Coil. For a mosquito-free atmosphere, trust Out too. You are not serious.
Out Insecticide. So ya boa, faha.
Kwame! You look amazing. Have you discovered a new secret to stay healthy these days?
Actually, I have. It's called SOS Advance. It is a health supplement manufactured in the UK with 11 essential oils like frankincense, black seed, oregano, and neems, all powered by nanotechnology.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
What does it do?
SOS Advance supports your immune system against invading pathogens, including viruses, bacteria, and toxins. It also provides antioxidant effects to help combat free radicals and reduce oxidative stress on your body.
Wow, I really need this. Like, I've been feeling off lately, but I can't pinpoint exactly what the problem is.
Oh, easy. I think you should get it. You can find it at every pharmacy nearby.
There's a pharmacy here! Let's go! Thank you. I beg his wound's pain.
Pregnant and lactating mothers should contact their physicians. This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome back. Next is Channel 1 Business with Neteli Nete Ajahu.
Channel 1 Business is brought to you by MTN and Ecobank.
How may I help you today?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sign here, sign here, sign here, and here. And now you draw direction to your house. I need your thumbprint. And I'll need your birth certificate too. No, I need the original.
A lot has changed since you bank like this. So have we. We've made it easier than ever to open an account online and bank on the go through our mobile app, online banking, and more. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way.
Sign here, and here.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
How are you doing, Natalie?
I'm good.
Has Shoprite reduced their prices so that we can go and shop before they leave?
Not that I know of as of today, but I'm hoping that in the coming days they will, because they'll be leaving soon. And
all right.
It's heartbreaking.
Tell us more.
Now, some customers have expressed mixed reactions to the announcement that South Africa's largest grocery retailer, Shoprite Holdings, will exit Ghana. While some view the move as an opportunity to boost the consumption of locally produced goods, others fear the departure could have a significant impact on the Ghanaian economy. Daniel Odromensa has more in this report.
The retail giant said it had received a binding offer in June for its 7 stores and 1 warehouse in Ghana, with a sale described as highly probable. Challenges such as currency instability, high inflation, import duties, and dollar-denominated rents have made operations in several countries unsustainable. The company has already exited Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, Madagascar, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. In Ghana, Shoprite has faced stiff competition from both local and regional players, along with operational difficulties. The company also had limited investment in its foreign branches, opting to redirect capital towards strengthening its South African presence. But to what extent will the exit impact customers?
Considering the number of people they've employed and all that, if you are not able to get a possible best alternative, it's going to affect the economy one way or the other. Yeah.
Okay, so how would they affect the economy?
Because probably people will be dropped out of work, and then also supply on certain goods will be less and all that. Yeah.
Daily basis, if you look at the number of people who visit the Shoprite, to purchase things, it's a huge number. So I think that a lot of people prefer buying things from them. So if that happens, maybe they might have other alternatives, but it's even going to have an impact on the economy, because day living, it means that probably, I don't know why they want to leave, but if they want to leave, then it's going to hit the economy real hard.
Bright Alonyo, another, believes the exit has both advantages and its disadvantages.
I feel like it's going to have both good and bad effects. The bad being that maybe their products they offer to the Ghanaian market, which are way cheaper because they bring it in, is going to have a negative impact in that area. But the good thing about this is that since you said Ghanaians are willing to acquire, it's a good thing, because we are keeping capital within a country. The citizen, yes, it's a good thing that capital is being retained within the country.
Despite the significant impact of Shoprite's intention to leave Ghana may have, customers believe it is a timely opportunity to promote the consumption of locally produced goods. For Channel 1 Business, I am Daniel Odromensa.
Now, the Bank of Ghana is urging commercial banks to review their business models and direct more lending towards meeting the local needs of enterprises. The call comes against a trend where governments are increasingly turning to domestic markets financing, even as banks continue to favor risk-free investment securities. There's more in this report by Daniel Sakite.
The governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Esiama, who was speaking at the launch of the Bank of Ghana Chair in Finance and Economics, disclosed that as of the end of June this year, total gross loans by banks stood at 89.16 billion Ghana cedis, while investment in government and BOG securities reached over 162 billion Ghana cedis. He cautioned against the trend and stressed the need for a shift in banking models to prioritize more targeted lending.
This reflects a worrying skew towards risk-free assets which crowd out private sector credits and dulls the potency of monetary policy transmission. Our banking sector must become a catalyst for growth, with more targeted and productive lending to Ghanaian enterprises. And I have already declared that before the end of my 4-year tenure, my dream is to see lending rates at no more than 10%.
Bank of Ghana Chair in Economics and Finance, during his inaugural address, urged lawmakers to ensure that 30% of the country's natural resources are used to back the national currency.
To our lawmakers and bankers, pass the laws that mandate that a minimum of 30% of our resources should back our currency.
The Ghana Civil Society Cocoa Platform wants government to reconsider the newly announced cocoa producer price, arguing that it falls short of government's earlier promise to significantly increase the rate. The new price has risen from $3,100 to $540 per ton and from 3,100 Ghana cedis to 3,228 Ghana cedis per 64-kilogram bag, representing a 4.1% increase in cedi terms and 62% increase in dollar terms. Speaking at a press conference in Accra, the co-convener of the platform, Obed Owusu-Adai, expressed disappointment over the adjustments and urged the government to consider another review in the midterm.
Farmers are giving their lands to illegal miners, galamseyers. And one of the ways to incentivize farmers to stop that will be to pay them a fair price. And I'm using my word very well, fair price. We are not saying they should give us prices outside what they can produce. We are all very conversant with the international market price. And based on some promises that were even made by the president and then the minister for agri, we were told that we will receive not less than 70% of the world market price. But when the finance minister was announcing, he made references to the FOB, the free on board price, which is entirely different. So what we are saying is draw attention of the minister to the fact that they made promises based on world market price and not FOB price. And we have done our own mathematics and calculations, and we felt they could have given not less than 3,600, just as our Ivorian colleagues are receiving.
Let's now check how the local currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's all for Channel 1 Business. I am Netili Ajao. Back to you, No.
Thank you very much, Netili. Let's do some more stories now. The suspect in the fatal stabbing of 15-year-old Kimbu Technical Senior High School student Adib Al-Hassan is in police custody and awaiting trial. Adib was allegedly attacked by a fellow student during an altercation on July 31 and later died at the Rich Hospital. The shocking incident has sparked outrage among students, parents, and the wider community, with the victim's family vowing to pursue justice. Channel 1 News' Christopher Kevin Asima reports.
Grief and anger have gripped the family of 15-year-old Adib Al-Hassan, who was allegedly stabbed to death by a classmate at Kimbu Technical Senior High School in Accra on July 31. The incident, believed to have stemmed from a heated argument, led to chaos on the campus as agitated youth stormed the school upon hearing of Adib's death. Police, with support from the National Security, launched a manhunt and arrested the suspect after he fled the scene. Speaking to Channel 1 News during the janaza of Adib, Assembly member for the Latabia-Kwashi electoral area, Mutari Wahab, appealed for calm and urged authorities to ensure justice is served.
The law authorities have taken a very big step by apprehending the culprit. So there is no need to create any anxiety here and there. I will expect all of them to be calm. Let's all be calm, so that the law will take its process. The school authorities too are also cooperating with us. So there's no need for us to create any kind of anxiety or tension here. So if you are hearing me, I'm just telling everybody to stay calm. We are in charge. Whatever complaints, whatever sentiment you have, you just get close to us. We will definitely work on it. So we express everybody to stay calm and then let the law take its course. Once the culprit has been apprehended, he will be put before court on Thursday. So there's no need for anybody to do anything that will create more tension in the system.
Deputy Imam for Latabia-Kwashi, Muhammad Ali, condemned the killing and called for stricter security in schools, stronger counseling systems, and thorough disciplinary measures.
Even the children themselves who are falling victims of all these things, sometimes these things happen without their own doing, because some of them are falling short of parental care. Some of them have been neglected by their parents. As old as 8 years, you see children going about, fighting for themselves. They don't have parents to take care of them. Whatever they decide, they are going to do. So that also is a contributing factor. And the community that we are in also, we are concerned about ourselves. We only use these type of children for our own benefit, political and whatever. And then at the end of the day, we discard them like they are nothing at all.
The tragedy adds to growing concerns about violence, drug use, and gang-related activities in senior high schools nationwide, reigniting debate about safety in Ghana's educational institutions.
Even though the student who committed this violent act has been arrested, the family says it will continue to push for justice. Reporting for Channel One News, I am Christopher Kevin Asima.
This is still the Channel One Newsroom on Channel One TV. Still ahead. FIFA confirms date for Black Stars' crucial World Cup qualifiers against Chad and Mali. We'll bring you the details shortly. To stay.
Let's talk hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids are normal structures located in the anus of all mammals.
But it is only man who suffers hemorrhoidal disease because of the erect posture we have assumed and the squatting that we do to empty our bowel. Hemorrhoids consist of a special type of blood vessels which fill with blood when we are moving our bowel and help to cushion the anus against the force of transmitting the stool. Afterwards, they empty their blood, collapse, help seal the anus to maintain continence. Over time, these vessels lose the elasticity of their walls, become dilated, permanently filled with blood, leading to congestion of the hemorrhoids. The symptoms of hemorrhoids are bleeding and prolapse of the hemorrhoids when passing stool, itching and feeling of warmth in the anus and anal discharge. Laser, ligature, and longo are the modern, minimally invasive, most effective and painless methods of treating hemorrhoids today.
Mwintaba Hospital, First Ghana Colorectal Center, in to serve a peculiar health need.
You're welcome back. Next is Channel One Sports with Bernard Abekuachi. How are you doing?
I'm a miracle. You want to see your Black Stars at the Accra Sports Stadium, right?
I definitely do.
That's happening on September 8th. Our pitch? It does not look attractive, but we'll work on it.
Tell us more.
Let's get into it, shall we now? FIFA has confirmed the dates for Ghana's next matches in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, with the Black Stars set to face Chad and Mali in September. Coach Otuado's side will travel to N'Djamena to play Chad on match day 7 at the Stade Olympique Marrakech Idriss Deby on Thursday, or September 4. Ghana will then host Mali at the Accra Sports Stadium on Monday, September 8 in a key fixture as a key match day 8 fixture. Ghana currently leads Group I with 15 points from 6 games, 3 ahead of Comoros and 5 clear of Madagascar. The Black Stars will conclude their qualification campaign in October. All right, let's get into other matters now. And Newcastle legend Alan Shearer has scored on the club to move on. Certainty growing over the striker's future. Isak remains a top target for Liverpool, who are preparing a fresh approach after seeing their opening bid rejected. The Swedish forward, who missed Newcastle's preseason game due to a thigh injury, trained alone last week at former club Real Sociedad. He has since returned to training with the Magpies, but speculations around his future continues to intensify.
It is, I've said it before, I said it last week, it is what it is. If he can't be persuaded to stay, then if someone offer Newcastle what they want, then they've got to take that, because ultimately you just say, thank you very much for the great memories you've given us. Off you go. I'm not angry at all towards him. I understand how football works. I know what happens in and around the game. I probably understand his mentality. Do I like it? Do I understand it? Probably two different things. But I know what football's about and I know how it works. And obviously Liverpool have been into him or his agent. I just thought it might have happened next year. And if it really is impossible for Eddie to turn him around and he says no, and it sounds like that is the case, I want to be out now. You get your big money for him, whoever's prepared to pay that, and you get other people in, hopefully beforehand, and then you move on.
Well, that's all for sports, and I am Bernard Bekoji. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Avik. Before we go, the fate of the La General Hospital project has once again taken center stage as residents express growing frustration over years of delay. However, the Member of Parliament for La Dadikotpong, Ritana Odolesowa, is assuring constituents that the long-abandoned facility will be completed by the end of 2028. Channel 1 News' Sheba Araba Benin has more.
Demolished in 2020 for redevelopment, the La General Hospital was meant to be replaced with a state-of-the-art facility. Yet, years later, the project still remains stalled, hampered by funding gaps and administrative setbacks, despite repeated assurances from successive governments. The prolonged delay has left residents deeply concerned, forcing them to travel long distances for basic health care. But according to the Member of Parliament for La Dadekotopon, Ritana Odolesowa, there's renewed hope for the constituency. She insists that the hospital will be ready before the close of 2028.
The work was not stalled. When we came into power, work was ongoing. Like I said, they raised certificates, and so the certificates are yet to be honored. We are at about 30% work done so far. Yeah. Yes, so I believe in 2 years' time, it should be completed so that we'll be able to use the health facility and it will not go to 2028.
During a visit to the construction site, the Member of Parliament emphasized that President John Dramani Mahama remains committed to the constituency. Meanwhile, project manager Richard Ni Dade maintains that the 2028 completion target is achievable, citing the availability of funds.
It has to do with the cash flow of the contractor. Certificates were raised and some have been paid and some have not been paid. So if he doesn't have adequate cash flow, he cannot continue working. So it's got to do with his cash flow. That is why he's slowed or suspended the works for now. I agree with what the minister has said. It is feasible, it is doable, and it is very likely to happen. All things being equal.
Despite these assurances, many residents remain unconvinced. They describe the timeline as unrealistic and are demanding swift action rather than distant promises.
5 good years. The baby has said, "Your papa chop papa." Your mama bahano. I can't just say oba. Oba we oba ye house na me. Tesi na ko. Ono no buy. Tesi ya hu ne akoso. Nso ye ko nse ye ko baby kukuro. Nso ye wo hospital wa. Nti omo yi omo ba wie me. That and e dia wa. E wa omo ye ntam me na yanya hospital.
The Member of Parliament for La Dadekotopon, Ritana Odolesowa, says the NDC administration has no plans of abandoning the La General Hospital, assuring that the project is expected to be completed before 2028. She has also assured the residents that there will be funding allocation for the project. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I am Sheba Arababini.
And that's it for the City Newsroom on Channel 1 TV. Pardon me. Do visit our website, channel1newsonline.com, for information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to Channel 1 TV on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Channel 1 TV. Download the Channel 1 TV app on Google Play Store and the App Store. I am Inusafo. Many thanks for watching.